Oprah, you wouldn't believe the rut my marriage is in. Every night my husband comes home from work, yells, "Hi, honey, I'm home," gives me a passionless kiss on the cheek, clunks down his briefcase and asks, "What's for dinner?"
Poor woman.
Hi, honey, I'm home.
Hello, Herman.
What's for dinner?
You forgot the passionless kiss on the cheek.
Oh. Sorry, honey. Now, what's for dinner?
Oh, Herman, I'm afraid our lives are filled with boredom, listlessness, and apathy. Our marriage is in a rut.
No, it's not. It's the same as always. Oh, I see you've been watching Oprah again.
Good advice is good advice. They had a wonderful psychologist on the program today, a Dr. Sheila McPhee. Do you know what she said? One of the best methods to spice up a dull marriage is a romantic weekend.
Good idea. Did Sheila give out her home phone number?
Herman Munster. Now listen, Marilyn is still away on her school trip, and I am sure that Grandpa would love to take Eddie away for the weekend. Oh, what do you say?
I say hubba hubba.
Oh, it'll be so romantic. Like when we first started dating, remember?
How could I forget? It's only been 300 years.
I don't know why, but the cemetery was the only place we really felt comfortable with each other.
That's because it was the one place Grandpa hardly ever looked. You were the crab apple of my eye.
And you were such a Romeo. You even carved our names on a tree.
Oh, Lily. I think this weekend is going to do wonders for us.
Oh, man. I'm never gonna survive this weekend with my grandfather. Oh, come on, Scott. You gotta let me stay over. Hey, I'll let you sneak a peek at Marilyn in the shower. Hey, skinny is a relative term. Ah, bummer. Thanks anyway.
Are you still trying to get out of your weekend with your grandfather?
No, I'm not trying. I'm begging.
Eddie.
Well, don't get me wrong. It's just that we have nothing to talk about. Two dead people can have a better conversation.
Now, that's not true. Have him tell you some of his old stories.
Mom, I've heard them all 100 times. Like the one about when he went to Hollywood and worked as a stand-in for Bela Lugosi.
Let's go, Eddie. I got big plans.
Well, what is it going to be? Carlsbad Caverns? Death Valley?
Universal Studios. They got this new earthquake ride. You know me, I just can't resist a natural disaster. Even if it is simulated.
Bon voyage.
Did I ever tell you about my first day in Hollywood? I made friends with one of the biggest stars in the business, Ferenc Blasco.
No, who is Ferenc Blasco?
Ferenc Blasco was Bela Lugosi's real name. They asked me to stand in for him, you know. I said, well, we could think about that. Let's do lunch. You pour my people, I'll pour yours.
I just happened to have a bottle of our favorite bubbly.
An 83 formaldehyde? Oh, Herman, you shouldn't have.
Well, here we are.
Alone together at last. Will you look at the two of us? Here we are, finally alone, and I'm cleaning up and you're watching TV.
Well, Lily, I'm not going to miss tonight's special on Dan Quayle's first year.
Page 28. Dan Quayle figures out that Washington State and Washington, D.C. are two different places.
Way to go, Dan.
Herman, this is our time to spend with each other.
You're right, Lily.
So, how was work?
Laid back, as usual. What did you do today?
Nothing special.
That's nice. Gee, it's 7:15 already. Only another hour and 45 minutes till a current affair with Maury Povich.
Herman, you know, I've been thinking. Have you noticed how quickly our family is growing up? I mean, Marilyn will soon be off to college, and, well, Eddie's now big enough to flea dip himself. And we both know Grandpa's getting a little long in the tooth. You know, someday we are going to wake up to an empty house and wonder where the time went. Don't you think? Herman?
What?
I asked you what you think.
I think that if we put a skylight in the dungeon, it would really open the place up.
Herman Munster, you haven't heard a word I said.
Oh. Well, I'm sorry, Lily. Come again.
Oh, never mind. Perhaps we shouldn't talk.
No. You were just saying something about Eddie's fleas?
Herman, give it up.
Oh, Lily!
Yes, Herman?
Lily, you took my remote.
I can't believe you passed out on the earthquake ride.
I didn't pass out. I was just resting.
Under the seat?
Don't be a wise guy, okay? Now, let's set up camp, and then I'll tell you another great story about my
Days in the old country. Grandpa, I've heard them all.
What would you like to hear about? Astrophysics? Black magic? My first time with a babe?
Give me a break. Grandpa, you probably don't even know the first thing about what I'm into.
Try me.
Great. Now we've got some time. Hey, Lil!
In your dreams, Herman.
Hey, Spot! Bring me the paper! Come on, Spot! I said the paper, not the paper boy! Someone is way overdue for his distemper shot.
Herman, come here. We have problems. Read this.
17 ways to softer skin? How to spot a marriage in trouble.
Listen to this. True or false? When partners have time alone, they employ avoidance techniques such as watching television.
Ooh, that reminds me. Have you seen my TV guide?
All right, number 2, true or false? When one partner attempts real communication, the other doesn't listen. Herman,
What? I'm looking for my TV guide.
as I said, you don't listen.
I think I listen pretty well.
Oh, really? What did we talk about last night? Thank you. And finally, true or false? When one partner confronts the other about a problem, that partner typically denies it.
I do not. That's not true. You're wrong.
Oh, Herman, face it. We have a problem.
We do not.
Do too.
Do not.
Do too.
Uh-uh.
All right, Herman, if you won't believe me, would you believe Dr. Ruth?
No.
Ann Landers?
Get serious.
Dr. Joyce Brothers?
Are you crazy?
All right, then, who would you believe?
A real expert on marriage. Zsa Zsa Gabor.
Are you telling me that you would believe Zsa Zsa Gabor?
Uh-huh. Absolutely.
Herman, darling, believe me, your marriage has a big problem.
Lily? Lily, I went to the library and I got all these books on marriage. Now, I'll admit, I wasn't ready to deal with it before, but I sure am now.
Perhaps later, Herman. The upstairs cobwebs need rearranging.
Wait a minute, Lily, wait a minute. You and Zsa Zsa brought all this stuff up in the first place.
All right, Herman. What?
Well, according to this book, all we have to do is write out a list of all the things we don't like about each other.
Oh, I don't think I could do that.
It's easy. Just get in touch with all the repressed anger you've internalized through 300 years of avoiding marital conflicts.
Where did you get that?
I saw it on 30-something.
All right. What do we do now?
We read our lists.
To each other?
Of course, to each other. According to this book, the key to this exercise is to listen without getting defensive and without interrupting. Okay? You go first.
Well, I think it would be nice if you would help me drag in the groceries instead of hiding when you hear me come in.
I don't hide. Come on, you could do better than that.
You said no interrupting. You drink out of the milk carton instead of pouring it in a glass. You don't clean the drain after you shower. You don't walk Spot enough. You know he's not exactly the easiest thing to clean up after. Every night you steal the blankets. Oh, and while we're on the subject, I think it would be very nice if you paid more attention to me. I know you reached your prime when you were 180, but I'm just hitting my stride now. And could we once, just once, go out to dinner without using those 2-for-1 coupons? Well, that's it. Oh, you're right, Herman. I feel much better now. Thank you. Your turn.
I couldn't think of anything.
That's typical.
What?
I said that's typical. You are so content all of the time, you can't think of one thing that bothers you. Now that bugs me.
Oh, you think I'm content, do you? Well, I'll show you content. Number 1, about this house. I can't stand the way you decorate. Really, Lily, Gothic went out centuries ago. Number 2, you're always so sweet to everyone, like a little Miss America. Why don't you get angry once in a while? Let it out.
Herman.
But not before I'm finished. Number 3, about your dress.
My dress?
Lily, you haven't changed it since the old series.
Well, if you earned more money, maybe I could buy a new one.
I earn plenty of money. It's you and your spendthrift ways, and that old coot with his high-tech lab downstairs.
You leave my father out of this.
Oh, I got you good on that one, didn't I, huh?
Well, I think it's disgusting the way you scratch at your neck bolts every time you're nervous.
I don't scratch at my... Oh, you think that's funny, do you? Well, how about the way you walk? You don't walk, you glide.
I do not.
See?
Well, what about you? Every time you take a step, the whole house shakes. It's like living on top of the San Andreas Fault.
That's not true.
Probably the only people on this earth that are having a worse weekend than the two of us are Eddie and Grandpa.
So, it's the 32 World Series, bottom of the ninth, and the Yankees are down 3 runs. The bases are loaded, 2 men out, and guess who comes up to bat? Pardon the expression.
Babe Ruth?
The Bambino, the Sultan of SWAT, the namesake of my favorite candy bar. He strides up to the plate, and soon the count goes to 3-2. And then the crowd goes wild.
He hit a grand slam.
No, he mooned the umpire. And you thought only your parents were going to enjoy themselves this weekend, huh?
Boy, this cemetery sure has filled up. I should have invested years ago.
Excuse me, sir. Have you by chance seen my boyfriend walk by?
Is he exceedingly handsome? With an evergreen complexion? And a flat head you can rest drinks on?
That's him.
Haven't seen him in centuries. You wouldn't by any chance have seen my girlfriend.
Is she devastatingly beautiful with long dark hair and skin as white as the living dead?
That's her.
I haven't seen her since she got married. Oh, Herman. You shouldn't have.
It's all right. He won't miss him. I'm sorry.
No, we shouldn't be sorry. What we said to each other before had to be said.
You're right, Lily. The key to the next 300 years is for us to be more open with each other. If you have something on your mind, you tell me. I'll do the same.
All right. Oh, Herman. You know, Herman, this cemetery has been very good to us.
Mm-hmm. You know, Lily, we should come here whenever we have problems. It'll be our little secret.